Alright, I'm back. Okay, I told you guys, and let me turn my screen around here so I can make sure you're seeing what I'm seeing. I was going to show you how to do this one. I had every intention of showing you how to do this one, and apparently I did not hit the record button or something because it did not record. Nevertheless, you know, we still have the other side to do, but I do have this one off and I do have the new seal in, and I will show you what I did to get that out of there. And when I drained the fluid out, these things call for like 4.3 ounces, and this thing had not even an ounce in it. So definitely would cause it to be rather bouncy in the front. So what we're going to do is just pop off this dust shield. It does boot. These things are shot anyway, and I have new ones. So let's go ahead and peel this off. Chuck that in my overflowing garbage can. Alright, this is a, what is this size here? An 8 or a 6? It's a 6 Allen. And basically we got to take this off the bottom. Let me put my gloves on. Might work a little bit better. This one is a little different. No, there's it's like a sleeve in this one. The other one didn't have. Well, that stuff needs some serious cleaning. I'm guessing I know where all the fork oil went. Let me get a socket on that. And I will show you guys, I'll drain it out here in a sec. Pop this apart. Yeah, there is a bearing of sorts, spacer. Okay, now before we get ahead of ourselves here, let's go ahead and loosen this drain tube screw. I've done emptied out my bucket here so we can see how much fluid this had in it, which I'm guessing is not much. And I don't know if you can hear that, but it definitely ain't got much in it. But I will clean this out anyway, so. Not much. I registered maybe, let's see here. This is right under 2 ounces. So that's some nasty stuff. Looks like crap, smells like crap. And I got these gloves on and I can't grab anything. So I'm just going to put the screw back in here so we don't lose this tiny little thing and then end up with a missing screw. Okay, let's peel this center part out here. Okay. Easy peasy. Come right out. And we'll just pull this right out of here. Look at that. We have one shock taken apart. Looks good up there. Okay, so now I'm going to pop, well, actually no, one I got here. Let's take this little wire brush here. A little bit of crud up inside there. We'll go put this in the vise here momentarily. And there should be a little ring in here. Where's my little pick? Alright guys, where did I set it? Okay, here we go. Alright, so let's try to do this without this thing flying out. Oh, that was nice, right in the eye. Should always wear safety glasses. Okay, here's the ring. And then there should be a little spacer up under here. Okay, so you guys catch that? Alright, now this is just a plastic seal that's inside here. So I'm going to move everything over to my vise, and I'm going to basically set it on fire and heat this thing up really good, and then we'll just pop it out. Because if you don't do that and you set this, I'm just dripping stuff everywhere, guys. I'm making a hell of a mess. And this stuff stinks. It's terrible. I don't know what kind of oil was in this thing. It kind of smells. That does smell like ATF. It smells like transmission fluid. So anyway, back to what I was saying. If you put this in the vise and you start trying to pop this out of here, you're going to end up nicking this top here, and you don't want to do that. So we'll heat it up and melt it. So I'll be back here in a flash. Okay guys, got you in position now. So yeah, I'm making a heck of a mess down there. So let me put my fancy gloves back on. See if I can even see this screen here. Yeah. You're not going to be able to see down inside there, but basically it's just a, let me show you this other one before I put my gloves on. I can't get to it. Alright, here is the new seal. And it's just like a hard rubber plastic, but there is a little spring, a little tension spring down on the inside. I don't know if it's going to show up in there, if it's even zooming in. I can't even tell. I don't know if you can see it, but trust me, it's in there. And the reason I know it's in there is because when I did the other one, this is what I ended up tearing out of it, the spring that fell on the floor. So I'll put that on my pile over there. Alright, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to heat this thing up and keep heating it up and keep heating it up until it falls apart. I've got it in the vise fairly tight. And I'm going to actually just end up catching this thing on fire to the point to where it's just going to fall apart. I can pry that spring, that snap spring. You see this thing popping out of there. good and hot. Let's see if I can, you know what? Safety first, guys. I'm messing with molten hot magma. So let me put some safety glasses on, because the last thing I want is a piece of hot rubber to fly up and hit me in the face. Yeah, that's melted. Here is that. Well, I don't know if you caught that, but it went flying. It's stuck in here. So just keep at it until it comes flying out. Yeah, it's a bit hot. Let's make it even hotter. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, since we've got that good and hot, let's take this screwdriver, tap down on it. It's fighting me. Really, I don't like pounding up on this because it can, right here where the tip of my hammer is, it can bend that over. So, which we do not want. So let's see if I can. Is down in there. See if we can give it another little tap, tap, tappy. Just kind of knock it loose. A little more heat. Excuse me, all I'm trying to do is just really heat up one side. That way I can either break it, get it melted, enough to pop this thing out of here. Some may or may not agree with my methods, but definitely stuck in there. Let's see if I can. There is a piece of metal in there, so try to heat that up enough to knock it loose or bend it. Let's try. There. in this one spot. Yeah, it looks like it's slowly coming up. It's kind of hard to do this. There we go. This pipe is hotter than the hubs. Of hell. There you go, guys. One said, very hot ring. It is out. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna let this sit here for a little bit and cool down because I've got it really freaking hot. And then I'll wire brush the inside of it. Obviously, I'll clean out the inside of it, get all the leavings, like these leavings, out of it. And then we'll clean up the outside of it, get all this old crap off of it. See all that crap on there? We'll get all that cleaned off, scrape all the excess off, and then I will put it back together. And then a little bit later, we'll end up filling it with oil, 4.3 ounces to be exact. And each side is the same. And I don't think it's stated in there, the specs that I did see, it didn't state what type of oil it was. So I do have some fork oil, or like I said, it smelled like transmission fluid. So maybe that's what I'll end up putting back in it. So anyway, I'll be back here in a flash. Okay, took this off, went over and shot down with some brake cleaner, cleaned it out, took a wire brush to the inside. And I know somebody else has been in here before because this is kind of nicked up inside here, but it shouldn't affect that ring. I ran a screwdriver around it, but I will. Here's your bearing, and if you, I don't know if I can, let me try to lift the camera up here, see if I can show you what I'm seeing here. Okay, let me find one of. There is the inside. Let me zoom out. And you can see there is right where my finger is sitting, there's a lip, okay? And then there's a gap below that. So what you want to do is you want to knock this seal down to that point. And I will show you here. Let me get you set back up here. Kind of zoom in. And hopefully I don't forget to zoom back out. All right, I'm just gonna put a little bit of grease around this. This is hard to do when you're looking backwards here. Around this seal. So let me get my grease. Put a little lube on it before you put it in. Yeah, that's what he said. Or she said, or somebody said it. Alright, so now we can just kind of push this down And then this is a, what size is this one? 29 millimeter. Fits perfect right over top of it. And then we're just going to tap it. It looks like it's got a bit more to go. Not quite. Getting pretty close. That's about right. Yeah, feels like it's bottoming out. All right. Let me get that washer. Alright, so we have the ring, snap ringy thing for the top, and we'll clean this with my surgical room rag here, which is very clean. Alright, so that goes, let me double check here, make sure it looks even all the way around. That is down in there, and then all we got to do is push this down there and just put one side in, kind of walk it around, and get it to snap down into place. And you can just double check, you can just take your screwdriver, kind of push down on it and make sure that the ring doesn't pop back out. And it didn't. So there you go, guys. That is how you take the seal out of a Suzuki TC or TS 185, and it's probably the same for like the 125s, the 250. They're probably all pretty much the same. So now we can take this thing and get this ugly sticker. Let me zoom back out before I forget. We'll get this ugly sticker off here. We'll take scrape all this crap out of here, because there is a ton of crap stuck down in these holes. I don't know what goes in there, because the fender, the front fender, it actually attaches from underneath. So maybe on a 125 they have a different style front fender that actually uses these two screw holes right here where my fingers are, but the TC 185 does not use it. So we'll clean this up, and I'll be back here in a minute. Alright, well, I got the other one on. I forgot to turn on the camera, so all I'm going to do now is put the dust boots on. There's no real big trick to this other than making sure your lip is over top. Just kind of spin it and probably heat it up a little bit, make it warm. I got it fairly decent toasty in the garage here, considering it's like 20 degrees outside, if that. Okay, so let's see if I'm seeing what you're seeing. So we have the fork seal on. Okay, so let me swing you guys around. And that's what I'm working on now. I got the one side on. And this is just, like I said, this is temporary. I'm just going to snug it into place. And because I still got more to do on the front end. But one thing to keep in mind is you can kind of see the score marks right here from where it sat up inside there before. So I'm going to push it right up to that. And just kind of snug it up. I'll balance it out, make sure it's level once I got the wheel on. But one thing I did do while I was off camera is I took the front triple tree there, painted that up, made that nice and pretty. So now all the painting in the front is done. I did tape around the front sticker, although most of it blew off when I hit it with the pressure washer. And I did take on my prime tool and clean these nut heads on this one here. So now I will have the fork ears that I gotta clean, and this is the triple tree. So as you can see, it's a lot of it's off. So I think tomorrow, I don't think I'm gonna do this tonight, I'm gonna heat up the ultrasonic machine, because if I let it sit in there for maybe about an hour, it'll eat this paint right off here. And then all I gotta do is clean it up, and then I may powder coat that. So I'm on the fence. Powder coat's definitely a lot more durable than paint. So, but that's where we are with that. So it's looking pretty good, guys. I think Don had a question about the front end, and hopefully that answers kind of some of that. But we don't have a whole lot more left to do on the front. I do got to get the sitting on the ground down there, the front brake. I need to disconnect that and clean that up. Then I got new pads for it. Excuse me. I'm still waiting for the speedometer to show up. And of course I got to clean the headlight bucket, which I'll probably just clean it with all the wires in it, because there's nothing more I can do to it. I mean, I could take it off and paint it, but I don't know. Patina, man, keep it original, I guess. The only thing I've painted on this really is the frame. Everything else I've just cleaned up and polished, and you know, I did paint the springs on the shocks. I showed you that. So, but from the neck back, it's all done. And it does run. You've seen that. Got the seat on. So this is the last piece, and then once I get the triple tree back on, I get the controls back on, I'll hit those with the Dremel tool and a little polishing wheel, just kind of clean those up. So, but I'm gonna be back here in a flash. Okay, guys, back, and here is I'm gonna try to post some of the progress I've been making with the front end. But before I do anything with this part, kind of get some opinions. This is the triple tree, and it was kind of a black color. The front side, or the back side, this part here had been all faded, and all the paint was off of it. So what I did is I put it on the buffer wheel and cleaned it up. So my question to you guys is, leave it buffed and straight aluminum, make it nice and shiny, or go ahead and go back to original and powder coat it black. So like I said, I'm going to post this out there, and before I do anything, you know, I'll wait to see what people have to say and chime in on it. So see you guys here in a bit.